Hi, Kendrick. Thank you for joining in from Hong Kong. I would
Hi,
like to ask you about banknote collecting today. So, how and why did you started banknote collecting?
I started banknote collecting. Actually, I first started collecting stamps. I think
Hmm.
back then it was still a very popular thing to collect stamps, and
How?
as it related to some sort of, I guess it had some sort of value in it, or some sort of various kinds of printing works in it, and so gradually I got interested in paper money because it was much larger in size, and there was there was a lot of different design for banknotes as well, which is different for stamps, and stamp collecting became less and less popular.
I see. I see. How old were you when you started?
I think I was around 6 year old, 6 7 years old.
Wow, wow, that's nice. And did your parents introduce you to it, or your friends?
Uh, no, they told me. Well, they also collected stamps themselves when I decided to start it miraculously, without them advising or whatsoever. So we decided we bought a stamp album from a local stationery shop before, and then that's how I started collecting stamps. And when I was in school, there was mail from different places, so the receptionist would cut up all these stamps and save it for me,
Oh,
and that's
that's quite
how it all
nice.
started. And then gradually, I
Oh,
got interested in money because I started traveling a lot, and so in banknote collecting because I coined at first, and then banknotes because I traveled a lot. So
I
that
see.
that's how I started.
I see. Interesting. Interesting. Which countries do you collect now, or
Well, I
themes?
mainly collect Commonwealth banknotes for myself, British as well, and all that. But I also like to do a bit of buying and selling sometimes, just to do some trade. Maybe make a little bit here and there to buy more. But otherwise, I buy out of auctions or different dealers around. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that actually keeps you more engaged with industry. When you buy and sell, you know more, you get more ins and outs about collecting.
yeah.
So
And I learned
interesting
more about the
way.
different things about banknotes because each different types of banknotes, excuse me, has its own peculiarity. For example, Scotland, a lot of early Scottish banknotes have three folds, and without collecting or buying and selling, I would not have known. And
Oh
from
yeah,
there,
that's true. Yeah.
and from then, I can also start to share this knowledge with other people as well.
Hmm. What gives you the greatest joy in collecting?
Meeting different people, understanding different places, different designs, looking at their key landmarks, and the different culture of different societies.
Yeah, you're a member of IBNS, right?
Yes, that's right.
How is the society functioning? I mean, do you have a lot of meetings per year? Do you attend international
So,
shows?
at least there's different chapters in different places. Each chapter, I believe, operates by itself. Um, but for the London chapter, there is a meeting at the end of every Thursday in
Hmm.
your office, actually,
Yeah, yeah.
to talk
On
about
Spink
different
premises.
types of banknotes, historical banknotes, and to just in general get uh, to sort of help people to get more interest in different areas of banknotes.
That's right.
And
Well, it's a very broad field, absolutely.
yes, and so the talks range differently. They can be museum speakers, they can be people like Spink staff,
Yeah.
auction companies to come talk about banknotes, and it's also a good time to promote the upcoming auctions so that dealers would be able to be aware of what's coming up and let their clients know about it as well.
Yeah, yeah. Kendrick, what is your favorite item in your collection that you already own?
Well, at the moment, my favorite banknote, which I do not have here, is the number 7 of Southern Rhodesia, 5 shillings.
Oh yeah, mm, that's
Yeah,
quite.
I don't have
Why
it with
why
me.
why do you particularly like it?
It was sort of a discovery note because I did not realize it was number 7 until very recently when I looked at the serial number and the prefix and checked in the books.
Oh, that's not.
I was,
I hope it was valued as non-number seven. And it's like, oh, they didn't even notice that.
oh no, we didn't notice that it was number 7, and then I just kept it, and then I didn't realize it. But
I
yeah,
see.
so I kept it now, and so it's not going to go for sale in the
Well,
meantime.
well done, well done.
But it
What would
has
be?
to. But I do think eventually these notes will have to be graded if I were to decide to sell it.
Oh, they're not graded; they're raw now.
No, they're raw now because I got it as I just bought it as it is, so I didn't
Oh,
grade
I
it
see.
yet.
Probably, yeah, probably it will add some value on that. If you could add any item or any banknote to your collection, what would you add?
I think I would add some. I'd like to collect high or very early Hong Kong banknotes, regardless of the condition, from very scarce banks. But unfortunately, many of them have been professionally done.
I see.
So in a sense that it has been repaired or it has
Mm,
been, yeah, so it has been repaired or excuse me, washed, even though it is in a PMG holder. I
I
still
see.
do not like notes like that. It's not in its original condition, and even it is, it's very pricey, and it's very
Mm,
difficult to exactly know the market of these banknotes
that's
and
right.
what is the appropriate price to pay, even though it comes up in auction.
I see. I see. What do you think? Do you think actually banknote collecting is relevant in for young people? Because I know in Far Asia, most likely there are quite a few young collectors which are quite sophisticated, like yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot of young collectors, but even if there are young collectors, many collectors are do not understand a lot of the background of the banknote and just paying high prices for banknotes.
Oh, I see. They look at it as an
Yeah,
investment, or
and yeah, and then they only buy many of them buy graded banknotes, and also expect notes to be in certain grade all the time. So, for example, PMG 67, 68, and they and it doesn't seem to me that they realize that there are some banknotes which you can never find in high grade in 67
Hmm,
or in 67. But at the same time, I think there's a problem. There's also, even for me, it's very hard to. While I like 67s on my banknotes, but I do not understand the difference between 66 or 67s. I mean, it doesn't occur to me that there is an obvious difference that can be seen
no,
with your eyes.
we had that conversation multiple times, and it's actually very difficult to know. Well, I hope graders from grading companies will contact us and explain the difference. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that there is minor difference, which is very unobvious to us as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Kendrick, thank you for the conversation, and I believe many people will understand more about banknote collecting after this conversation.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Kendrick. Well,
Thank
I
you.
see you around when
See you.
you're in London.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.